Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a B-movie review and I'll be having a look at the movie Big Ass Spider, also known in some territories as Megaspider. Probably in here in the UK because we don't say ass, we say arse. It doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Anyway, so this movie stars Grunberg, who you may know from the series Heroes. I think he played the character called Matt, who was the sidekick cop or whatever. And Ray Wise, who you've probably seen in countless things, including Twin Peaks. And basically, the story is a very, very simple B-movie plot, and this really is wearing its kind of B-movie badge proudly on its chest, so to speak. And it's a story of an alien, or kind of an alien origin spider, really, that is kind of smuggled in a kind of a body that accidentally gets shipped to this kind of hospital somewhere in America, and sort of this spider sort of escapes and is sort of growing exponentially in size as the story progresses. And a character called Alex, played by Greg Grunberg, and he's basically sort of exterminator who sort of ends up sort of chasing this sort of spider down, really. Firstly, unbeknownst what's actually happening, he's kind of just in the dark and sees like a large spider. So it kind of goes in various sizes as kind of the film sort of progresses. And then the kind of the military get involved. There's a kind of a pretty sort of female lieutenant who kind of has this kind of like sort of relationship starting to build up with and stuff like that. Now, it's a very, very cheesy B-movie, but it certainly knows it. It's a really fun film, and one of the good things about this movie is the relationship between the characters. Everyone here looks like they're having an absolute laugh making this movie. You've got this kind of the main character is Alex, and he's this kind of, as I said, this exterminator. He ends up having this kind of like partner who's this kind of little Mexican security guard. There's some really sort of great, fun sort of chemistry between these two guys, and sort of that bounce off each other, and that's probably one of the best things about this movie. The actual spider itself. Now, if I was to have a main criticism of this movie, is the special effects. Now, it's obviously a low budget movie, but they use a lot of CGI in there. Now, the thing is here, the special effects in regards to the CGI visual effects of the spider are very different in kind of in parts of the movie. So when we sort of first see the spider, when it's kind of relatively small, I say small, it's still bigger than any spider we have on the planet currently, but it's small for the movie. Doesn't look too bad. And then about midway through the film, the spider gets to about sort of car size or van size, and then I have to say the special effects there look really bad, like really shoddy CGI. And then the sort of latter half of the film, what you probably see in the majority of the sort of promo shots of this movie, the kind of the spider's massive, and it's almost kind of, sort of whale size almost, and sort of climbing up the side of these buildings and stuff like that. And it doesn't look too bad there. But there are also certain sections of this movie where the CGI, and there's a sort of a scene where this kind of spider is sort of attacking this sort of park, and the CGI in that scene looks really, really bad. I don't know, it almost looks like they just didn't have enough money to finish off doing this sort of CGI for the entire film, because sometimes it doesn't look too bad considering the budget. It's never going to look like the kind of the high budget stuff you're going to see in the sort of standard blockbuster films, but I don't expect it to. But it's just odd that it seems so kind of, there's such a difference between shots. So that's on a technical side. I guess the other criticism you may say with this film, it is very, very cliche, but it's not really trying to be anything original, and that's obviously the whole point of it. I don't think it's really trying to break new ground, but it is just a fun movie. I mean, if you've seen kind of things like the Piranha movies and stuff like that, the kind of more recent ones like that, it's very much sort of trying to sort of go in that vein of kind of very sort of like almost parody kind of B-movie type status. But I actually quite enjoyed this movie. I have to say, it was for a big movie. I actually thought it was very well made, and it's certainly a fun movie. I actually had a blast watching it. If you can kind of look past the sort of maybe some of the sort of shonky special effects, you'll get a hell of a good movie, I think. As long as you don't really crowd too much sort of grey matter to actually think about this. If you want something with a bit more depth, then to be honest, this may not be your thing. But this is certainly a film that if you're a B-movie fan, you're going to get a kick out of this one, and I am a B-movie fan. So I want to give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. I actually thought it was pretty damn decent for the budget that it is. I'm not saying it's, better than any of these sort of big budget blockbuster ones, but for the budget that they've made a film, I'd say I enjoyed it. Pretty decent. 7.5. What are your thoughts on it? Leave me a comment. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.